This is the new 2026 Hyundai Palisade. Bigger, more advanced, and improved. That's something I'm going to talk to you about in this video. Honestly, considering the price of the new 2026 Palisade and its luxury features, I think it's the closest thing to a vehicle. To that one you want to have but haven't been able to because of lack of money. Well, with this Palisade 2026, that problem could be solved. And I'm going to drive the pure gasoline version. The internal combustion system. There's no hybrid or electric system here. There is a hybrid version, but I'll cover that in another video. For now, I'm going to focus only on the gasoline version, and let's see what Hyundai did to improve it. And I'm going to give you my verdict on whether I would keep or buy this Hyundai Palisade 2026 personally, or if I would go for one of its competitors. Because it's in a very competitive SUV segment. SUVs with 3 rows of seats. There's some real heat there. In this video, I'll also cover the negative aspects, complaints, and issues with the Hyundai Palisade. Welcome. Has the Hyundai Palisade 2026 design changed or been updated? And coincidentally, over there we have a Hyundai Palisade, the previous model, and you'll notice how it has changed. And I'm going to start here with the front, because we do have a grille that has been modified. It's a grille that conveys a bit more character, more personality, and good functionality. Here for air, we have the front headlights. Look, these headlights, some people like them, others not so much. Let me know in the comments if you like them. Let's say this optical design it has, with these stripes at the level, let's say, horizontal stripes in a kind of vertical arrangement. Great integration here. And I also notice a key aerodynamic feature at the front of the Hyundai Palisade 2026. The side part. I'll show you the SUV again so you can see it hasn't changed much. From the side, they made few modifications. The main change is this wheel. These 21-inch rims feature a design exclusive to the new Palisade 2026. Black mirror housings on this color and burgundy look very elegant. The rear has slight changes. Here, on this roof spoiler, you have your rear camera located up here, which is very important for the rear view mirror that acts as the Palisade monitor. Here, the logo stands out. Check out the tail lights. They're one of the best features. The integration they've done is good. Aerodynamic with several stripes, LED technology. This at night obviously looks very nice. If it looks good during the day, just imagine at night. That's really great. Now let's also examine how it modified, how it altered the space in the third row, the cargo space. Of course, you can fold down the seats, but here you have space, additional storage, emergency equipment in case you need it. And here you have these buttons. Look where they start. You just press them. Once the headrest drops automatically, and they go down so you can see the space it gives you. The second and third row, with just the touch of a single button, which was this one here, the captain-style seats in the second row and the entire third row fold down to give you all this cargo storage space. They're at your disposal. It's time for us to take a look at the engine. Let's lift the hood. The hood itself, we can see that it has support struts, which will automatically hold the hood up for you. And what do we have here? Is it turbocharged? Is it a 4-cylinder? No, it's a V6. That's great. Hyundai Motors' 3.5-liter engine gets applause. Well, yes, this is a carryover from the previous model's engine, but it's an internal combustion engine. It's not a hybrid and definitely not electric. It delivers 288 horsepower and 260 lb-ft of torque. The transmission is an 8-speed auto. This one has front-wheel drive, which is standard, but all-wheel drive is also available. It costs more. How much fuel does this V6 use? 20 miles per gallon towing capacity, which I didn't mention, is 5,000 pounds. Not bad. But how does this V6 engine perform, which is the same as the previous generation or the previous model? Driving it? A larger one, since they've changed the size? That should impact both comfort and agility. Let's see how it handles. The handling reference is key. Why? Because by changing the dimensions, the wheelbase, now it's longer, a little bit wider. Well, it's important to know if that comfort, convenience, or agility was lost. I'll tell you something, Buena. The tuning of the suspension. The work done to adapt the new chassis for this version is very good, because you haven't lost either the agility or the comfort. I love the ride quality. For a mid-size SUV with 3 enlarged rows, it feels great. I find the driving position quite comfortable, although it took me a bit to find that ergonomics. Due to the steering wheel's position and my posture, I had to adjust the telescopic steering significantly. It's not a button or electronic, it's a lever. Regarding my position there, I started to adjust the backrest of the seat a bit. I found it, but it took me a while, and I still find it a bit strange. No, I mean, not to the point where I'd tell you, look, don't buy it because of that, but I do have to tell you about my full experience here. The cabin of the new Palisade will offer you an immersive, comfortable experience. The analogy they use, let's say, what the designers worked on, is that inside here, you'll feel a certain way depending on the finishes, in reference to the finishes we see. Like in the living room of an elegant house where the screen is like the television. The one you have there, the seats, the comfort it offers you, and that spaciousness, it's meant to make you feel like you're at home. Tell me if they've achieved it or not according to these images I'm showing you, but anyway, I'll show you. The screens are slightly larger and more vertical. This one is curved and has an integration here that I like. How did they achieve it? This is the module for the air conditioning, the climate part. It also has its controls. Do you recognize them from other Hyundai vehicles? You activate the driving modes with this button here. The lever to activate the automatic transmission is right here. One important thing is that in vehicles like this Hyundai Palisade and other Hyundai vehicles, you'll have the start button integrated into the lever. When I got in for the first time, I was looking for, well, where's the start button? I couldn't see it anywhere. I was looking for it. Some put it on the steering column, others on the center console. I couldn't find it and thought, wow, they nailed it. I couldn't find it until I saw it on this lever. It's just a design choice. Where do you have it? Where do you prefer it? Bose sound system as well. Here we see quite a few speakers integrated throughout the entire cabin. That's very good, but something important is those changes in length. How did they affect the second and third rows? The second row is obviously going to offer more legroom. Why? Because the Palisade is longer. And also, look, if you press this button on the seat, let's do it from over there to show how the functionality works. It will auto-slide for easier access to the third row. Let me show you the entire movement. And also, if you press it again, let's press it again there, to show that it automatically returns to its original position by itself. While it's doing that, I sit down and I can tell you that you feel really comfortable here. You have a regular power outlet there, and you have extra storage. Here in the second row, well, since I'm here, let's go to the third row of seats. We remain in this third row. Of course, your knees, let's say, you won't be eating your knees, but yes, the position isn't that spacious. However, it's a bit more spacious than the previous generation or the previous version of the Hyundai Palisade. And look at this. You have reclining for the third row seatbacks with a good degree of recline. With a button, I mean, it's electric. This button lets you move the seat forward or backward for convenience. Let's push it all the way back like this to see how you feel. And also the seat. Now you have the full reference. I love all this automatic movement and versatility, don't you? I really like it. There, with enough space, let's show this part of the second row's space. There's still a proper decent amount of space for the passengers sitting here. And what about the one back here? Look, see, I still have plenty of knee room left to be quite comfortable. So generally this is used for kids, but I think an adult can travel here comfortably. You also have your sunroof here in the second row, extending to the third row, and air conditioning vents so everyone stays nice and cool. And it also offers heating for the third row and connectivity with USB-C ports on each side. Oh, and look at the extra seatbelt to make securing the seat easier. Another thing here in the first row of seats that I haven't mentioned is the center console. Look how beautiful it is, how well made. Here we have it in this leather. This leather color isn't really my favorite. I prefer, let's say, other shades. But here you have wood grain, a good cup holder, and wireless charging for your phone. There's also extra space. This is common for electric vehicles, but this one runs only on gasoline. It's not even a hybrid. And they've created this space here as additional storage, with a 12-volt port over here. You also have ample space in the center console, armrest, and another storage compartment. Over here you have connectivity in the seats, USB-C connectivity. And from this part, you can see that you have mobility for the integrated seats. If you're the driver and you want to help the passenger move the seat, you can do it. Look, all of those are convenience features, perfectly integrated into the backrest of the seat. And I want to show you the clarity of the camera, something that caught my attention. Let's quickly put it in reverse here. Look how nice it looks. I hope the camera does it justice. It has the panoramic reference, let's say, like this, from above, different angles. You can also move this. Look, there you have the virtual car. And the sharpness, look at the color definition. It's like having a screen. That's why they've said that the interior, the cabin, reflects what an elegant living room in a house is like. And this would be the television itself. The television screen hanging in that living room with impeccable definition. And here, obviously, you have your buttons to automatically raise the third row of seats. This SUV has features found in more expensive luxury vehicles. And the important thing is that the price hasn't gone up too much. And that's one of the details I want to talk to you about, because that price, in my opinion, remains quite reasonable for everything that the people at Palisades 2026 offer. In terms of acceleration, another important point. How does that V6 perform after the changes, the adjustments, the chassis, the increased length? Let's see if it affects the dynamics on this highway. I'm actually in the city of Miami. I mean, they almost never hold events here in Miami, precisely because the traffic is like Madrid. I mean, it's really hard to find good routes here for a test drive. That's why we always travel and do it in other places, where the routes and highways allow us more. With what little I have, at least it's something. Can we speed up a bit? No problem. You have a V6, I'll floor it. And here I go, passing the vehicles. A sigh, a breeze, as I like to say. No problem. Good response. Okay. And there was something about the sound at the end of that engine that I didn't like. But of course, I'm driving it in sport mode. If you drive it in normal mode, sometimes the response isn't as immediate. But in sport mode, if you don't mind a bit more fuel consumption, you'll be just fine. If you're concerned about visibility, an important safety feature, you won't have any issues here. The visibility is very good, the reference from the mirrors, but above all, the rear view mirror. In this Palisade, do you have a camera? I mean, it's a monitor that has very good definition, so if you don't want to use it just as a mirror, the visibility is optimal. You won't have any problems. And to add to the topic of visibility, some equipped models will have what they call a dash cam, or a camera for the vehicle. A lot of people buy them. I even personally have videos where I've promoted these dash cams. Haven't I recommended them to you? But Hyundai has thought much further and has integrated that dash cam functionality here into the Hyundai Palisade. So you have that feature, so you don't have to buy one separately since it's already integrated. That's a good point. The steering feels, let's say, with an adequate level of precision. Proper feedback. The suspension, how does it feel with the changes that were made? In terms of dimensions, well, some imperfections are transmitted, but it still has a smooth ride quality. And when I say really something, it's not that it's too much. I just notice how the suspension handles small bumps and road undulations well. Really, no problem there. Now let's talk about negative points you should keep in mind. Which ones? Well, about SUVs like the one I showed you a while ago, the Hyundai Palisade. 2023 and 2024. What are those negative points? Well, there are users who reported that the steering could overcorrect. This happens at highway speeds. That's when the assistance is on. Are there any ABS braking system complaints? At least one report in 2024. The ABS kicked in while approaching a stop sign, preventing a proper stop. Also, some minor electrical issues, defective USB ports reported on user forums. Hyundai forums also report infotainment system failures and freezes. If you know or own a Hyundai Palisade, and you've experienced some problems that I haven't mentioned here, let us know in the comments. It also benefits others interested in this SUV to say for sure if they've fixed them or if those problems won't show up. This is a new model, but I'm competing with airplane noise since the Miami airport is nearby. Saying they fixed them is still premature. We should wait to see how the Hyundai Palisade 2026 update performs, to see if they stepped up, because there's an interesting fact, and I asked about it at the press conference with the Hyundai executives and engineers. How much did you take into account the feedback, the opinions of real-world consumers? And they told me that practically all of it. Their changes to the 2026 Palisade were based on user complaints, observations, and feedback. That's good. And what's my verdict on the Hyundai Palisade? Well, I think it's a pretty well-balanced vehicle. With the modifications, its larger size offers much more comfort. This is the gasoline model I mentioned. The hybrid version is now arriving at dealerships. It offers a refreshed look, better space and tech, and retains the previous model's reliable engine for daily use. If Hyundai managed to fix the previous flaws, this generation could be one of the strongest in its category. If I have to pick among rivals, you should consider a Toyota Highlander for its reliable reputation. The service network is extensive and well-balanced. The Kia Telluride also shares its platform, design, appeal, and strong value image. The Honda Pilot or the Acura MDX are also good rivals. If I want luxury or dynamic tuning, should I consider them? But yes, the 2026 Palisade delivers a top-of-the-line version without mistakes. And during my test drive, honestly, I liked the driving dynamics, so I would definitely buy it. And something I mentioned about the price, because you see it offers many luxury features, standard features at the safety level. How much does it cost? Well, the 2026 Palisade starts at $40,000. Of course, if you're going to buy a similar European model from BMW, Audi, or Mercedes-Benz, you're talking about the bill being much higher. That's why I'm telling you it's perfectly clear. There are several trim levels that can increase that price. But it's one of the SUVs with 3 rows of seats, with all that functionality. What other standard technology and safety features do they offer you? And that's something to keep in mind. Very well. What did you think of the 2026 Palisade? Let me know in the comments. Your opinion is very important. And well, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment below and like it. Join the Freedy Car Power 360 community for the first Palisade 2026 test drive. Sending a big hug.